Hi everyone, and welcome back to CyberUnplugged. If you haven't seen our videos before, this is where we try and break down and demystify some of the complex topics in the world of ICT and cybersecurity. If you like this one, check out some of our older episodes where we cover all sorts of topics like SASE, ZTNA, XDR, MDR, and lots of others. I'm here again with the main man, Adam Freeman. Hey Adam, how's it going?
Not too bad, Stephen. How are you?
Very good. Adam, today we are talking about every CIO and CISO's nightmare, the cyber breach. So what happens when the alarm bell rings?
Okay, so let's be clear. The clock starts ticking the moment you detect something. And how you respond in the first minutes, hours, and days can make all the difference between a contained incident and a company crisis.
Okay, so let's face it, we're playing beat the clock, right?
Exactly. So let's go 28 minutes, 28 hours, and 28 days.
Let's do it. Okay, so Adam, your cybersecurity team has just detected a breach. So what's happening in that kind of first frantic 28 minutes?
So the first thing is containment. You're not investigating root cause yet. You're trying to stop the bleeding. So what does that mean? Isolating compromised systems or accounts, shutting down malicious access, and kicking off the incident response plan.
Okay, all very comprehensive, but who's actually doing that stuff?
So yeah, that's where your SOC team or your security operations team come into play, or whoever monitors these alerts. They usually call in help from IT to isolate devices, maybe your network admins to block traffic, and then you'll need a nominated incident response lead coordinating everything.
Okay, so really it's time for a little bit of organization. It's not time for the kind of headless chickens running about the farmyard with the feathers on fire, if we can mix a metaphor.
Yeah, so if you've made a plan and rehearsed it, it should be calm. But if you haven't, well then that's when panic will set in.
Okay, and I guess panic is probably the enemy of progress in this kind of environment. Yeah. Okay. So Adam, let's say now, to your point, the bleeding kind of has now stopped, right? And what's happening over the next 28 hours or so?
So now you move from containment to investigation and communication.
Okay.
So key tasks here are going to include analysing what happened, how did they get in, what's been touched, collecting logs and forensic evidence, engaging legal and compliance teams.
Okay, and then communication obviously is going to be key, right? So managing the message, all that kind of stuff. So who are the key teams you start to communicate with?
So this is where we're going to start notifying exec leadership, the CISO, the CIO, the CFO, the HR, PR, depending on impact.
Okay, and internally?
So we're going to draft internal comms for staff and stuff like that, just to stop the rumor mill, you know?
Okay, yeah, fair. And if there's data then at risk, what are we doing?
So if data's at risk, we're going to prepare regulatory notifications, so GDPR, etc.
Okay, so you're bringing the big guns in at this point.
Exactly. This is where you get senior leadership involved. And if you've got a partner providing MDR, so managed detection and response, or a retained incident response service, they're hands on here too.
Okay, I suppose at this point as well, our PR teams might be getting a little nervous that journalists might be sniffing around hearing about the story.
Exactly, but you'll definitely want to control the narrative as much as possible to minimize reputation damage.
Okay, so there's a balance between, you know, telling who needs to know and also not letting the story get out of hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. Okay, Adam, so now we're kind of around about 28 days in. So the first few weeks, what's going to happen around now? So
this is where it becomes about recovery and lessons learned. So restoring clean backups and systems, monitoring for lingering attacker activity, communicating transparently with customers, regulators, and possibly the media if necessary.
Okay.
We'll also calculate impact, whether it's financial, reputational, operational.
Yeah.
We'll run a post-mortem to identify what failed, how to fix it.
Okay, so now we're kind of almost getting into the lessons learned phase, right? We're starting to look at what happened and what we're going to do about it next. So talk to me about that.
So this is where we look at updating policies, patching processes, and strengthening controls.
Okay, very good. And I suppose at this point then the board will now be starting to ask the question, could this happen again?
Yeah, so exactly. Your answer should be, we've learned, we've adapted, and here's how we're stronger now.
Okay, very nice. Okay, Adam, we're going to just do a quick rewind if you don't mind. So you mentioned earlier that how well you respond to a breach kind of depends on what you've done beforehand. So what are some of the must-haves?
So 3 big ones. Incident response plan, so clear roles, responsibilities, and comms templates, regular drills, actually practicing so people know what they're doing, backups and monitoring. If you can't see it or restore from it, you can't fix it.
Okay, so basically what it is kind of practice makes perfect, or at the very least, a little bit less painful.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so Adam, in the aftermath of a breach then really, the first 28 minutes are kind of all about containment. The first 28 hours are investigation. And then the first 28 days are kind of recovery and learning. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds right. And the better prepared you are before it happens, the smoother that timeline's going to look.
Okay, fair enough. Well, look, I hope our viewers never have to live through any of this. But if they do, at least they've got a little bit of a playbook. So thanks, Adam, again for your brilliant insights.
Very welcome.
And everybody out there, if you would like any more information about this or any of our other topics, feel free to reach out to your account manager or anybody here at the Exertis team. Thanks and have a great day. And remember, everybody, the clock is always ticking. No, we're not finishing
That's
that.
mean.
Terrible.
You're not trying to investigate root cause.
Root cause. I'm here again with the main man, Adam Freedom. Freedom?
Yeah, baby! Freedom!
God damn it, I nearly made it.